We locked in. What's up? We live. What's up, Moshe?
Yo, shout it out, everybody. Shout it out, everybody. How y'all doing? We locked in, man. Finding freedom in you, man. What's going on? What's going on? This is your host, Moshe Canty. I'm here with my co-host, Michael Willacy, a.k.a. Mikey B. Right now, we're waiting for KK to come on board with us, whatever the case may be like that. We're glad to have y'all come on with us on this beautiful day, on this beautiful evening. Glad to see y'all here, man. Thank y'all. I want to, first and foremost, man, I want to thank everybody for y'all support. It's been marvelous, man, what we've been getting for these, last couple of days since posting our initial post. We're just thankful, myself, Mikey, and KK. I know I can speak for my brothers. We're thankful for the support that we've been getting from you guys.
CDB, what's up?
It. We're very much thankful for that. We want to shout out 050 Chyna Brim, for opening up the airways for us, man, allowing us the opportunity, man, to speak on his forum, on his platform, even calling us to be a part of, some monumental things which happened yesterday. We truly appreciate that, man. We were there, this historic event, and it's truly remarkable that we had the opportunity of being there. So we want to shout out him. We want to shout out our family and our friends and everybody that's been there supporting us, man. We truly appreciate the love and support. With that being the case, listen, man, hit the subscribe button. You feel what I'm saying? Hit that like button as well, and hit the notification bell so that you'll get notifications. Because I'm letting you know, if you don't hit that notification bell, then you won't get no notifications that we're going live. So you got to get savvy with this technology, man. Tap in so you can get this positive content. With that, I'm gonna just pass it real quick to my brother Mikey B.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Yo, what's up? Yeah, we in the building, man. I just want to say before we start, while we starting this live right here, welcome home to Blue Boy. Blue Boy is home. I seen him on the internet. I seen he's out here.
Can't hear you, Mikey.
Big up to Blue Boy. You can't hear me? Can y'all hear me out there in the chat? You can hear me now?
I can hear you now. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, you gotta put your head. You gotta put your get the technology right, bro. Mm-hmm. But yeah, bro. Shout out to Blue Boy. Blue Boy home. He a legend. He a comrade. He messed with a lot of the homies upstate. He Crip and or whatever that. He was with everybody. Everybody respect Blue Boy. Everybody mess with Blue Boy up north. So welcome home to Blue Boy. I think he did about 38 years.
Yeah, he did almost 40 years. Blue Boy definitely, he did almost 40 years in prison. There ain't no question. I'm not sure exactly how much he did, but Blue Boy, he been locked up for very long. He been locked up since he was a kid, man. Fact.
I know you've been locked up at least since the 80s. I know that for a fact.
There's no question about that. He's been locked up since the 80s. He's been going a very, very long time.
So Facts. Salute to Blue Boy. Blue Boy, he made it out here to the streets. Blue Boy's home. Salute to Blue Boy, man. Great brother. Great dude, man. Yeah, today what we going into is we're gonna be touching on defining what's gangster and who are the real OGs. We want all y'all to get into the chat. We want your outlook and we want your opinions on it. Especially you young bros, we want to make sure clear that we on the same page, both generations. You know what I'm saying? All generations, that we all on the same page. So what is gangster? What is gangster, Moshe? Give me the definition of what gangster is, bro.
I'm gonna say being smart, man. Being intelligent. Knowing what you want to do and how you want to go about doing it. Not being irresponsible. Not being somebody who doesn't have a purpose, who doesn't understand what their purpose is. Being strategic. Being well calculated. Not being a crash dummy. Not being somebody who just runs around like a chicken with their proverbial head cut off. But somebody who understands that they have a mission, they have a purpose, and they're not going to allow anything and anybody to distract them from doing that. A gangster is somebody who has integrity. A gangster is somebody who has morals. A gangster is somebody who has values. A gangster is somebody who won't compromise those things. And that's in its shortest sense, my brother. That's what I define as being gangster.
R.I.P. to Larry Davis as well.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, may Allah have mercy upon his soul. That's the brother, absolutely.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Larry Davis. Gangster. When I think of gangster, I think of tough. That's the words that come to my mind. A lot of people think of gangster as somebody that's violent. I don't equate being a gangster or being gangster with violence itself. I think of tough. The real OGs was tough. When I think of Gangsta, I think of the Black Panthers. I think of real OGs. I would say Huey. I would say people that stand up when the odds are not with them. It's easy to stand up when you got a crowd with you. Anybody can stand up then. Anybody can be gangster when 10, 15 people is kicking or beating one person on the ground. It's easy. If that's the pinnacle of being gangster, then anybody can be a gangster. I don't think just anybody can be a gangster, and I don't think just anybody can be tough. A lot of people think
I agree.
Tough is what you can do because you can shoot somebody or cut somebody or beat somebody up that makes you tough. That does not make you tough. Tough is what you can take. Tough is not what you can give it all. Tough is what you can take. Tough dudes stand up, stand on their own, take their time and do their time and stand up like responsible men. Tough was Martin Luther King when he went to all those racist communities, when he knew they were going to sick dogs on him, beat him, and he possibly wouldn't make it out of there alive. That's tough. A lot of dudes that we know and that we consider gangster now, they won't go into the hood right next door to theirs because they got drama and they scared. So that's just some of the things I think of as gangster. Give me some more on that, Moshe.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you though, bro. I'm gonna be. I also have another perspective on that too, similar to that. I'm not gonna compare anybody to anybody in the modern sense of Martin Luther King. I'm not gonna do that. But I mean, I knew individuals who were so-called gangsters who wouldn't stand up to the police when we were in Attica when they were killing people, right? But they would have no problem. For lack of a better word, they would have no problem sneaking up on somebody. I mean, we seen it before as they lining up. You know, they wouldn't have no problem going there to go sneak up on somebody, running the crowd, and go try to cut them from behind and then run away like that. They wouldn't have a problem doing that. But they then wouldn't stand up against blatant racism. They wouldn't stand up against injustices. So on one hand, they would be considered a gangster because they was doing something that, quote unquote, they would be accepted by their peers. But then when you had white officers that were saying, listen, we don't like y'all black niggas. You know I don't like y'all black niggas. When y'all get out of line, we're going to do everything in our power to basically get rid of y'all. We're going to put y'all in y'all place. Being gangsters, standing up against that, being accounted for and saying, listen, we're not going to tolerate that. Now, if you decide to basically harm your own people and that's something that's you want to be involved in, then by all means, those are decisions and choices that you have to make. But if you also going to basically be a gangster when it comes to the police who's violating as well, then I'm like, oh, okay, boy he on that type of time. He a gangster. But if you compromising and you basically, you know, doing one thing with individuals who you know perhaps you might be able to get away with it, but you staying quote unquote in your place,
picking and choosing.
Time to stand up, you picking and choosing your battles, and you like, I don't want no smoke with those guys over there because those guys over there on a different type of time. And I don't think you're a gangster. I don't think that's gangster at all. I think, in fact, you might be a coward in my book. But again, I don't write the book on gangsterism. I'm just stating what it is. You feel what I'm saying, Mikey? In addition to that, I also think that you're the individual who decided to go to school. Like I know individuals from my community. Everybody wasn't in the streets. Everybody wasn't on the corners. Everybody wasn't going out of town trying to get money. Everybody wasn't living that life. But you had individuals for all intents and purposes, man. Some individuals went to school, man. Some individuals went to service. Some individuals got college degrees. Now they doing spectacular. Some individuals got mansions. Some individuals is living across seas with their wife and their kids, and they doing spectacular, and they millionaires. And I think that's gangster too. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, that's another perspective though.
Yeah, I definitely think in order to be a gangster, then you have to take care of yourself and your family. I think you can't officially like use that word or be a gangster and you're not a stand-up dude and you're not willing to make the tough calls. And you know, be a man in your case or be a woman in your case. if you're not willing to make the tough calls and to stand up against whatever comes your way, then of course you're not gangster. Of course, I don't agree with that. A lot of people, equate being a gangster with being violent. But we know a lot of people that are violent, it's easy to be violent. Anybody can be violent. I mean, I think anybody can be violent, but everybody can't be gangster. And real. What's the difference between gangster and real? I think I like real people. A lot of people say real ends, you know what I'm saying? I like real people because a real person, he's gonna be real with who he is. He's gonna know when enough is enough. And he's gonna tell you, yo, I'm not with that. Yo, bro, we could do all this and all that, but I'm not doing that. I respect that because at least you know who this person really is, and he's being real with himself because you got to be real with yourself before you can be real with anybody else. I think it's a level.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Of course, a lot of guys I know ain't get busy at all. A lot of my best friends, they didn't really get busy. They didn't really, but they were real.
That's what I'm talking about. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm listening. Pardon me, bro.
But I see homies like that wasn't really shooters and wasn't really with certain things, but they was fighters and they was on different levels. And they was just real with that. Like, yo, I'm not really on that time. You know what I'm saying? Or I am on that time.
Honestly, man, I think man, let's and we mentioned this yesterday on the live when we was with 050 Chyna and them.
050 the movement.
Yo, shout out 050 the movement, man. Shout it out. He pulled up.
Yeah, he pulled up.
Yo, shout it out, my brother, man. Shout it out, man. We got love for you, man. You already know what it is, man. Thank you, Brody. Yo, man, to everybody that's tuned in, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Come on, keep pulling up, man. Support the movement, man. We locked in. So, I also look at it like this, too. And I spoke about this yesterday, about being real, about being right. Some individuals, bro, you right about that, Mikey, that they wasn't always with all the smoke. They wasn't living all that crazy stuff. But they was living righteous, though, bro. Making the right decisions. They was feeding homies in terms of like providing individuals with physical sustenance to help, financial sustenance. They was helping on every level, but when it came time to do that physical thing, individuals are just like, yo, man, that's not my thing. I'm not qualified to be going out there on the front line doing everything that you guys is doing. And a lot of individuals face a lot of slack because of that, because they wasn't always willing to basically go to that physical part, but they had 95% of the other stuff already established, but they face a lot of slack. So like, where do we draw the line at? Like, what I mean? Like, why are we so hard on individuals who quote unquote are not violent? They don't profess this whole violent thing. Like, what's the thing with that? Why is it that we glorify the dudes who get busy the most? Most of the time, individuals that so-called get busy is individuals who really can't think past go. How many individuals we know they can sling the hammer and all that, but they got 100 years to life, or they sitting in the box forever, or they go back and forth to the box, or individuals is just like they can't even think, and they got individuals up under them. You know what I'm saying? And these individuals don't even realize that they being led into a freaking brick wall. So just because you running around and you so-called get busy don't mean you could think, don't mean you really smart. That go back to an article in the XXL where Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent was on it years ago. And 50 Cent spoke about being, he said smart is the new gangster. And I wrote an essay about that in my book. And I was like, yo, like, that's what I agree with that. And I began to apply some of that into my life. And I was like, I'm not going to let nobody define what gangster is in my life no more. I'm not going to live by a set of rules that other individuals are not adhering to. And these rules limit my ability to think outside the box. I'm going to start employing and implementing what's smart and intelligent to me, what makes sense and what's rational for me. Going home for me was rational. That's being smart. So I had to use everything in my power to basically say, I'm going to start being real, real smart. Forget all that other stuff. So that's just being gangster to me, though. You know what I mean?
Yo, listen, man, we don't really get into too many war stories, but I'm going to have to give up one of my best gangster stories. And I need you to give me one of yours too. You heard, Moshe? And we're going to get KK when he come in to give one of his. And if Chyna, whoever else want to pull up and tell one of their gangster stories, we're going to give it to them today. So I'm gonna tell y'all one of my gangster stories. This is in 1997, in the midst of the war with the Kings and the Nethers. It was all the way, it was going up. It was lit. I go to court in Queens. I'm in Queens court. I'm fully shackled. I'm mittened down. I'm really not supposed to be in a cell with anybody. I'm supposed to be shackled all day and all that. So they take me to court. I'm fully shackled. And this lady, this CO lady, she's new. She doesn't know what's going on in the courthouse. And it's lit. It's lit in court. Everything's getting shot. Dudes get shot every day. It's going down. So it's two Latin kings in the pen. And they don't got no chains and no shackles on they nothing. They regular ID. I'm mittens. I'm cuff order. This CO lady opens the gate up and tells me to go in there with the two Latin kings. One name is Shorty, and I forgot the other one's name, but shout them out too. So I got my chain out. I got my chain. I got the shine out. I'm going in there. I got a gat in my mouth and everything. So I'm like this. There's two dudes. I'm fully shackled. I got leg shackles on. I got mittens on to the back. And this chick puts me in a cell. I could have blew it up. Like, yo, CO, I'm not supposed to go in there with these dudes. They don't even got no cuffs and nothing on. I couldn't do that. I could have pulled the stunt, went in there through a headbutt. They probably would have drilled me, cut me up or anything. But I went in the cage. I went in there. This is a fact. I went in the cage. They see me. They know me. They like, Mikey B, what's up? I'm like, what's up? What we doing? What's going on? They respected my gangster. We sat right there. And we was lit. We was doing shit to them at the time. They didn't take my chain. They didn't cut me. They fed me. They helped me get cigarettes. So I think that was gangster on their part too. Because in the middle of all that, they had the upper hand on me. And really, being the person that I was at that time, I don't think I would have did the same thing as them. I might have actually did something to them being the person that I was. But, looking back on it, I think it was gangster for them to see that I was in a position that I couldn't really defend myself, and they didn't do nothing to me. I think it was gangster on my part because I didn't pull a stunt, and I walked into the lion's cage. Of course, it was dumb, but that's what happens when you being tough and what was going on, because I wasn't going to take a shot to my name. At that time, to me, being a gangster, my rep was everything. How I looked, how I was viewed by my peers meant everything to me. So no matter at what, I can't come out this looking like a lame. Even if I come out this shit shot or cut or whatever, I gotta come out this shit looking like a stand-up dude, like a gangster. That's how I thought at the time. But I know those guys in that pen at that time was gangsters because they was getting busy. They was repping King, and we had the big on lock. They was living amongst us, and they still allowed me to walk out of that pen free because I was cuffed and I was at a disadvantage. So salute to them Latin Kings. You know what I'm saying? That ain't scarred a guard when they had the chance. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that even though these individuals was Latin Kings, it still don't take nothing away from them from being gangsters or doing some gangster stuff. Like these still,
they was
these
gangsters.
still
They was getting busy.
gangsters, but these individuals did something that you consider to be gangster.
I consider it to be gangster because let me tell you something, man. It's easy to do something when you got the upper hand. When I was in a gang and I was banging, I didn't really bang on people that wasn't with it. If you white flag, depending on, we let dudes go. I let a bunch of dudes rob. My calls saved a lot of individuals. So I wasn't a terrorist. I understood that being a great leader, you had to have humility. Without humility, you can't be a leader. You can't be a great leader, a good leader. You could be a leader without it. You could be a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? But terrorists get killed. But I knew humility. And they knew it at that time when I didn't. Because like I said, if the tables was turned, the person that I was at that time, my name was Mikey B, AKA give it to Mikey, he'll eat it. I eat anything. So I would have had to eat food. And at that time, don't get me wrong, if you was around any type of enemy and you didn't do nothing, then you was food. That was the facts of our lifestyle at that time. You couldn't be around nobody. You couldn't walk next to nobody that was on a plate or you was a plate.
That's a fact.
Right or wrong. Eat food or be food. Right or wrong. Facts.
No, that's a fact.
But who I was at that time, what I was pushing and how I was living, I don't think I could have been as gangster as them in that situation, bro. And that's just being real with who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I like that story, man, because you know, I mean, Mike, we got so many different stories, and I'm sitting here thinking, trying to come up with, you know, which story is the best. You know, I could talk about the police and all that, but I'm gonna talk about the situation that happened in 2011 in Comstock with a young Crip dude by the name of Stink. I didn't know his name at this time. No, Stink is my other man from Far Rock. No, I'm talking about, I forgot the other young brother name, man. Damn, I always get them two mixed up. I apologize, man. Man, that's bad. No, his name is Skip. That's his name. Young Skip. So,
G-Mac.
Huh?
Nah, just shout out G-Mac.
Shout it out, G-Mac. So, anyway, so I come to the yard early morning. You know, usually I go do pull-ups, push-ups, dips, and then I go run around the yard for the remaining of the yard and stuff like that. So I come out there, I see the homies is like really like, you know, it's a lot of tension going on. So I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. You know the tension. You know when you come to an environment, you see what's happening. You know, you already know what's going on, right? Right. So automatically I pull the homies up. I'm like, yo, what's popping? They like, yo, big bro, yo, son up in the pull-up area. Yo, the homies is about to get at him. So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking it's some big type dude, some real monster type of situation going on. You know, shout it out 050 the moment we see you. Those that are listening, man, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the like button, man. Please, man, hit that notification bell. Support the movement, y'all. We locked in. So I'm looking, Mikey. I'm like, who are they talking about? I see it's like really a young kid. He's really a young kid, Mikey. So I'm like, they can't be talking about this guy here. This guy is like a little young, 5'3", 5'4", like $120, if that. He's a really kid. He's a young dude. See it in his face. So I'm like, why y'all gonna get at him? What happened? What'd he do? They like, yo, nah, he a Crip. He gotta go. I'm like, yeah, Crip. He gotta go. I'm like, anyway, I'm like, hold on, let me go talk to him, man. So I goes up in the joint with him, in the pull-up area with him. And I'm like, yo, what's up, young bro? How you doing, man? I was like, yo, my name is Moshe, man. What's your name? He was like, yo, my name is Skip. I said, where you from? He was like, yo, I'm from Flatbush. I was like, word? I said, I'm from East New York. I said, yo, man, you look mad young. Man, how old are you? He was like, yo, I'm 18. I said, word? I said, yo, this your first beer? He said, yeah. I said, yo, you cuz? He said, that's a fact. I said, so you banging that sea life? He said, that's a fact. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, you know you outnumbered in this job. I said, you know it's a lot of homies in this spot. You know that, right? He said, yeah. I said, and you telling me that you still know that, and are you willing to die for what you believe in? Like you out here in this yard, you willing to die for what you believe in? He said, absolutely. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. I said, wow. I said, yo, let me ask you a question. I said, yo, why you decided to turn Crip? He was like, yo, man, my neighborhood, pretty much everybody Crip, man. Growing up in my hood, everybody Crip. I said, so you saying that if you was growing up in the neighborhood of Blood, you probably would have been Blood too? He said, yeah, probably. You know, I said, after listening to him, Mikey, I'm sitting there saying, how could you harm a man, a black man, who is sitting here saying he's willing to stand up against the opposition for what he believes in? That remind me of me. That's me.
Yes.
That's me. You ain't gonna do nothing to me. So I said, I have a moral obligation to stand up for this brother here. You crazy? So I go back to the homies. I'm like, yo, I said, that's a wrap. Y'all ain't doing nothing to him. Y'all ain't doing nothing to him. That ain't happening. So, you know, another homie came over, a white homie. It was like, yeah, this the homie who's supposed to be putting some work in. I said, yo, this no lie, man. I said, yo, let me tell you, I pulled all the homies up. I said, yo, let me tell you how disrespectful and how much coward y'all is, man. Coward y'all are, man. I said, no disrespect to the white homie. I ain't even gonna get into this racial stuff. Y'all about to send a white boy. That's what I said. Y'all about to send a freaking white boy to go cut a black man who's willing to stand up for what he believe in. I said, y'all don't lost your damn mind in this jail, man. I said, all these people around here getting killed by the police up in here, and y'all ain't got nothing else better to be doing, to be walking around here threatening the lives of other black men. I said, y'all don't lost your damn minds. Y'all ain't doing nothing. I'm holding him down. Y'all do anything to him, y'all got to do with me. That's a fact. So dudes is looking like, oh my God. It's like, damn, man. So now nobody want to do that. Dudes is just like, I said, matter of fact, this is how we gonna handle that. So I said, yo, I go back up in there to talk to the young brother Skip. I said, yo, young bro, let me talk to you real quick, right? I said, check this out. I said, usually on the other side of the yard, you know, in Comstock, on the other side where you used to have the pit at and everything, they had the gates there. So I said, yo, listen. I said, somebody's gonna meet you there.
The hole, right? Or the pit?
The hole.
The workout pit? The hole.
The hole. I apologize. I said the pit. Pardon me, my brother. My mind is going different jail to jail. I'm crazy. So I'm like, yo, babe, bro. I said, listen, somebody's gonna meet you there. I said, go to the far end of that area over there in the corner, the farthest end. I said, somebody's gonna meet you. Yo, Mikey, let me tell you how tough this little young bro is. I said, somebody's gonna meet you there. I said, you and him, y'all basically gonna get it on 1-to-1. I'm gonna set it up right now. I said, walk on that other side of the yard and make sure that you're there so that he can meet you there. So he start walking. Yo, Mikey, he don't know what's gonna meet him there when he get there. He don't know if he walking into an ambush or nothing. He goes all the way on the other side of the yard. So I tell our homie, the white homie, I said, yo, you said that was your deal. I said, yo, get a blicky to the homie. Take that, get that to the homie. I said, I want you and him, and I want you and that other individual. If you got a problem with him as a man, I want you to go fight that individual. And y'all gonna stand up in there, y'all gonna fight like men. They start fighting. Now, boom, police come. Like, yo, no lie, like 30 police came. So now I'm using it as a teaching moment for the homies now. So they getting it on. As soon as the police came, police tell them, get on the floor, get on the floor. They both drop on the floor. I'm walking towards them to make, I'm bringing the homies with me to walk towards the police to make sure that if anything happened, we going. I said, listen, now I'm going to show y'all how we going to really do this now. If the police do anything to any of these individuals, we all leaving here. Up top, dudes like down low. I said, check this out, right? I said, now I want to show you something. These two individuals got it on now. They both fell because they see all these officers came. Now they both going to get on lockdown. Who going to take care of these individuals? I said, now this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a kitty together and we're going to send stuff to both of these individuals. And when that young individual come out of keep lock, we're going to make sure he's taken care of. Ain't nobody going to do nothing to him. He a man. He going to stay in his jail. I go to SHU, Mikey, right? I'm in the box. I don't even remember his name. I'm just on the gate talking and, yo, yeah, homie, yo. He scream out the window, yo, Moshe, you don't remember me, Skip? I'm like, nah. I'm really being like, nah. He said, yo, it's the little cuz that was in Comstock with you. Yo, I appreciate that, homie. Thank you. I said, oh, that to me is being gangster, bro. Like men standing up and being accounted for. Not 50 dudes wanting to jump dudes, being sneaky, going to creep up on a dude from behind, running the crowd. That's not gangster, dog. That culture right there, I don't know who created that culture, but that culture is a culture of cowards. That right there was about being gangsters. Now, I knew we could have basically stopped everything, nipped it all in the bud, but that incident right there is what, to me, defines gangster.
Yeah, bro.
What about our people in the chat? What they got to say about this? What they ain't talking, no, they ain't got nothing to say. What they saying, man?
Yeah, what they saying? What's up?
What's up, man? What's up?
50? What y'all think about that, man?
What's up, man? 50, what y'all doing? What's up, man? What y'all think about that out there, man? What y'all think is gangster? What's gangster to y'all? What's not gangster? You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, Mikey. And that for me, man, is like, I think like, we really got our values mixed up, and we really believe somehow being real and being certified means that you got to do Buster and Bozo stuff.
But you got to remember, the whole reason for us even getting together on the East Coast was to fight oppression. It wasn't to be an oppressor. We didn't have, our shit was with Land Kings and Net Eyes. So when I started seeing Crips in prison, I'm like, I don't care about them little kids. Like, I didn't care about them. You know what I'm saying? Unless they, if they did something to somebody, then that was something different.
That's totally different.
If they was just pulling up, I didn't really care. Like towards the end of the bid, I met a lot of them. Earlier in the bid, we met a lot of them. I see Hot Shot up here. I was in Elmira with Hot Shot. Salute to him. I see them up here. I'm not gonna go into too many names that wasn't up here on YouTube, but Hot Shot, he was in Elmira. Homie was getting busy. He was official. So there's a lot of them that was like, and like you said, I seen myself in them guys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them guys is like, they was like us. And don't get me wrong, see, a lot of the younger homies that was coming through, that shit started getting big when the homies built up in the streets. So did the homeboys. the Crips end up at the same time. So they might have been beefing with dudes up to the block, and now they all start claiming that shit, and then they started bringing that shit to prison, and we had to deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying? But it ain't have nothing to do with us. We ain't come around on the East Coast because of no Crips. Wasn't no Crips. It was 2 Crips in the whole Rikers Island when I was on there for 3 years. Somebody came later, but it was Happy and somebody else. What, the Monster Cody or some shit?
Honestly,
remember that dude?
When I was in the 4 building, I remember Happy. I remember it was a lot of them. I mean, I'm not gonna name names, right? It was different though. Like I think that the culture was just it's so different as I remember it. We all got along with each other. We all lived in harmony with each other. We all were adolescents, so we all knew each other. So it wasn't as if individual was tripping on no real funny style stuff or whatever like that. Like you said, when individuals started going home to their respective communities, gangsters, when you're outnumbered and you still stand on your own. Ja Ace, yeah, Ja Ace, yo, that's a good point. Yeah, and you have to be able, and that was the principle that you had to be willing to stand on your own. You can't be somebody who is dependent on Mikey B. Mikey B can't help you be a man. You have to learn how to be a man on your own. He can teach you the principles of what manhood are, what manhood is. I can teach you what the principles of what manhood is. But when you go out into the world on your own, you have to be the only one responsible for standing on your own. You can't depend on other men to be a man for you. So you have to wear that burden of being a man. And sometimes you're going to be faced with those challenges, and then you're going to have to determine whether or not, you can stand on your own. Some individuals don't think being gangster is just in the streets. It's in the boardrooms, because there's some gangster stuff happening over, in the music industry and stuff like that, right? And individuals don't even know that they're being out gangstered because they're not aware of the rules of engagement. You can go to the courtroom and the judge is disrespecting you and you have no knowledge of the law. And why would somebody who has no knowledge of the law consider themselves to be, quote unquote, a gangster? A gangster for me is somebody who has that knowledge and he's willing to stand up in the courtroom to fight back against these unjust laws. You know what I'm saying? And fight for his life, for his freedom. You dig what I'm saying? For every ounce of fiber that exists within his body. But again, those are my personal views, whatever case may be like that. But I agree with you, Ja Ace. That's a fact. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Pull up, man. Pull up, man. Pull up to the family, man. We up here right now. Myself and Mikey B. We waiting on KK to come on board. He said he'll be here. He was in traffic and stuff like that, so he's definitely in movement. He'll be with us shortly. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, whatever the case may be like that. Myself and Mikey B, we having a conversation about what defines gangster.
So we halfway through. What you think about the real OGs? Give me some real OGs, bro.
To me, what defines a real OG? Or you want me to give you my definition, or you want me to give you an example?
You can give me what defines a real OG to you, and then you can give me examples.
I'm gonna say the first one. The first thing that comes to mind as it was taught to me, and I try to incorporate that into my daily affairs, is a provider. I think an OG is a provider, somebody who has a responsibility and understands that it's their duty to provide for those individuals that are around them. A protector, somebody who has to protect the livelihood of others, meaning that person is not going to put individuals around them in compromising situations which would jeopardize the livelihood or the freedom of everybody around you. I think an OG has to be conscious of these things, right? I really, really, really question. I have a hard time questioning that. And I've even spoken to individuals like, yo, listen, your actions are going to lead to the demise of many black and brown bodies that are going to be hoarded away into the federal penitentiary or into the state penitentiary because of your ignorance. And I said, if you are who you say you are, then you should be utilizing your influence to protect these individuals from basically going into the penitentiary. And I've seen individuals, my brother, as you have, who say that they're gangsters, who say that they're OGs, and they're responsible for 30, 40 individuals getting indicted right along with them. And I'm like, yo, bro, that's not gangster. So so to me, I think those two things that stick out to me.
I've been trying for the past 20 minutes to get in. Like, I'll be in the backstage waiting. They said, yo, you're in the backstage. The host will pull you in. I was sitting there. I'm like, all right, I ain't get pulled in.
I think you hitting the wrong link, bro. Moshe just sent you the link, bro.
Tell him I sent them the last link I sent them. Tell him that's the one.
The last link he sent you was the one he said.
Hold on, let me see.
I'll try to send it to you. I'm gonna try to send it to you right now, bro. You heard?
So I think those two words that stick out to me.
I'm gonna send it to you now. I'm gonna send it to you myself. I'm gonna send it to you now.
So I think those two words that stick out to me, one who is a provider and one who is a protector. Now the examples that I would basically say for me, a provider, a protector. When I think of these type of individuals, the first one that comes to mind is the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. You know, he was a provider to his family, to his Islamic nation. He was a protector of them as well. That's the first one that comes to mind. Another one that comes to mind is Jalil Muttaqin, formerly known as Anthony Bottom, an individual who, you know, we both know was a former Black Panther, former Black Liberation Army soldier who spent 50 years in prison. And finally, when I think of somebody like that, I think of, you know, my late father. All right. My father was an OG, somebody who provided for his family. And then I'm gonna throw mommy in there, obviously. But, you know, but for the most part, these is what OGs represent for me, being able to protect and provide for those that are under their tutelage or in their space. So what about you? When you define what an OG is, what you think about, you know, what you think about that?
Let me finish sending this link.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'll be right with you, bro. I'm coming right now. I'm gonna subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We locked in, man. Finding freedom in you, man. Please, man, support the movement. What we want to do is we want to give y'all this content. Obviously, discussions that we're having in the barbershops on our block. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that's being discussed on a daily basis. But for the most part, we're just trying to keep the discussion going, man. Keep y'all interested, man. But pardon me, go ahead, Mikey. Is he in yet?
Nah, he's how we put a link in the chat? How we put it up there?
There
we go right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the building, bro. What's good, man?
Hey, my brother, how you doing, bro?
Excellent. These long Georgia roads, you hear me?
Nah, ain't nothing wrong. We already know what it is, man. Right now, man, we just tuned in. For everybody, you know, who just basically may have just pulled up, man. This is our co-host right here, Kevin Ford, aka KK. And what we've been going over, KK, is, you know the topic or whatever like that, but we basically define.
I just put the link in the chat. You're in Chyna?
We just define what is a gangster. You feel what I'm saying? What is a gangster and what defines an OG for you? So Mikey B and I, for the last 30, 35 minutes, we basically been going over that, what that means and what defines that. But real quick for you,
it's crazy.
What does that mean to you?
Okay. I had a long time ago, I had a discussion with someone. We came to a ill conclusion, was that a gangster and a man, like a man, one who took care of responsibility, one who took care of his family, one who protected his family, protected his neighborhood, basically, they were the same thing. The only difference with the gangster is that the gangster would commit illegal acts to forward it, and a man wouldn't. So along those same things, that was like the only difference. A gangster will push the issue a little more than a regular man, just a man would. Man is not going to commit crime. So those things were always synonymous. There was always a respect level there. There was always a thing whereas you took care of your family, those in your neighborhood, you did good business. You know what I'm saying? You was looked at as being trustworthy and honest. Like you was always looked at as that. But at the same token, when you was dealing with a gangster, though, it was like, all right, you mess around, he may take your life. Or he may go a little further, you know what I'm saying, to get things done, whereas, a civilian or a man, whatever, wouldn't. The thing with an OG, I mean, just one who's doing that just for a long period of time, you know what I'm saying, and got the recognition, got the wisdom, got the exact credentials and all that for it. Not just because you old or elder, but you've been putting in the work consistently, solidly. You've been moving with integrity and honor, even though you may have committed crimes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you was a part of things. It's like, yeah, you can be respected as an OG. So some people, I believe, be using the term loosely.
Very loosely.
Like very. You know what I'm saying? Even with the term gangster, dudes use use that loosely. I always looked at like, oh, in fact, it's funny because what's his name was shy too. So we had a thing where we were shy. Like, nigga, you had to be a certain type of way. You had to be. You had to be fresh, clean. You know what I'm saying? Took care of your business. Like, you wasn't no liar. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like what they would say now, no capping. Like, you took care of your business, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you was down to go wherever, however extent it had to go to make sure things get done. But at the end of the day, it was always business first. Always business first.
Yo, that's
a personal, ain't getting all emotional.
Point. That's a great point, man.
Defining the OG is like, you know, what these two brothers said, just to add on to that. Y'all covered a lot. Y'all covered most of it. So I'm not going to be redundant and, you know, just say the same things y'all said because it's basically similar. But what you said, a key point that both of y'all brothers hit on is just because you old, that does not make you an OG. OG is somebody who's a respected individual. If you don't have respect in your community, then you're just an old timer. You're an old head. You know, you got some old heads in the community that get slapped up. You might throw beer on them or don't respect them. If there has to be a level of respect for you to be an OG. Whatever you did, and I'm not saying violent, to be an OG, it has to be to a respectable level. If not, then you're just an old person in the community. You're an older person. You know, you're an elder. But an OG is a person that has respect. A lot of guys, I see a lot of younger guys in the younger generation, they calling their mother and their father their OG. And I respect that because it shows that level of respect there. But there has to be a level of respect for you to be an OG. And you have to be consistent in what you have done to that time.
Do you think, yo, Mikey, thank you for that. And thank you, KK, too, for that. Do you think, do you guys think that the youth today, I don't want to say specifically the youth that's inside of the gang culture, do you think the youth today, real talk with Kasi, he said, can you brothers please speak on the revolution of your mind coming from active banging in the streets to being active in the liberation of the free mind and uplifting our youth? We'll get on that right now. Yes. And we're going to talk about that right now. That's actually what we were about to segue into. And I'm glad you mentioned that, real talk with Kasim. Thank you for your question, my brother. And shout it out to you as well. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the like button and hit the notification bell so you can get those pings when we go live. A question I was going to ask my brothers is, do you think the youth today, do you think that they respect true OGs?
Yeah, I do.
050
for the simple fact,
Chyna Brim's in the building. 050
for the fact that
050 Chyna Brim's in the building.
Chyna, what's happening, bro? I do for the simple fact that the love that I was given, right? And it's because I always kept it honest, bro. I always, even to the point where I started like, you know what? I'm tired of selling drugs, bro. It's like tired of doing the same thing and the same results happen. Like I'm tired of just going back and forth, going to the box, go to a spot, go to the box. Like I'm tired. Like I have to do something different. And does me doing something different negate our friendship or negate our bond? You know what I'm saying? Like if we're in like we're in the same gang, we doing what we doing, like, and a lot of dudes is like, nah, hell no. You still the bro. Like, all right, I don't get high. I'm not with getting high being super young. I'm not with that. We don't do that. All right, cool. But now, once dudes see that you're serious about what you're doing, and you're serious about the actual movement, they like the youth. They respect it. Like they respect and love it because they know you're not BSing. know what I'm saying? They'll come around, still probably do their little thing, whatever, but it's like, all right, I can't pass this to you. Nah, don't. I might snap it out your hand. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a love thing. But when they see you fronting, oh, he's 40-something years old. He's still trying to, hang on to his glory years. He ain't moving forward. He ain't got nothing where I can go to and get some advice from. He ain't teaching me nothing, because this is some of the things that I felt when I was a little homie. I'm like, yo, certain big homies that I didn't have no respect for, I looked at him like, yo, what can you do for me? I get money, my hammer go off, like, I get the bag, everything, like, I'm smart, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was going to school, we get degrees, certificates, and all of that. So what kind of conversation can I go to you to whereas you can educate me to something? You can tell me something. And that be the problem. Some of the young dudes can't even get no real information from the dudes that's actually claiming that, they the big homie or whatever. They can't get nothing from them. So it ain't gonna be no respect if you can't get nothing from them.
So I think, to your point, I think you're saying that is if the youth don't see that consistency regarding what individuals say that they believe in, then they're not going to be willing to follow. So what about you, Mikey B? And I'm going to ask the same thing to Chyna.
Chyna just came to the chat.
I came to relax, man, and salute.
Chyna, what up? Ain't no relaxing, man.
Ain't no relaxing. Ain't no relaxing.
Ain't no relaxing, man. We locked in.
Listen,
we locked in,
Mikey B, we locked in. We locked in.
All right, we locked in. We locked in. What's good,
what you think, Brody? What you think? You think the youth that?
These young. Let me tell you something. I talk to these youth all the time. I be with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't be on the same time they be on, because like I said, I'm an elder. I'm an OG. But I don't shy away from being around these guys in no communities that I go to. And I'm always gonna come at them from a perspective of trying to build them up. I'm never trying to tear them down. I want to segue into the question from the brother, the one that we got posted.
Yeah.
Can you brothers please speak on the revolution of your minds coming from active banging in the streets to being active in the liberation of the mind and uplifting our youth? All right. I got revolutionized. I just seen somebody in the chat say an OG at 19. They got OGs at 19 shaking my head. I was a young OG. I was a young leader. When I first came into leadership, I was GKB when they first actually gave me any type of leadership in OLOC in the 90s. So I didn't, at that time, for what we were going through, a war, I was a great leader because I was violent. I was a good leader for that time. I was super violent. I was getting busy. I was doing everything I needed to do. I was going at everybody, and I ain't turned nothing down. But at that time, the reason why I was so violent is because I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about my community. I didn't care about my freedom, and I didn't care about shit. So how could I be a good leader if I don't give a fuck about nobody or nothing? How could I really love you if I don't love myself? You understand? So I came into like leadership when I got my own set is when I really learned humility and love for my people. During that time, I was going to classes, all the histories I learned, being a Rasta. My history, once I started learning the history of the Black Panthers, Martin Luther King, I started learning about myself, Shaka Zulu, the Zulu Nation, Che Guevara, and the revolution of Cuba. Once I learned my history, that empowered me. And it made me love myself and my people. So now I couldn't treat my homies any way. I had to what was best for them. I was really on 90% thinking, 90% mental, and 10%. We wasn't doing too much once I got on this type of time. The banging, the physical banging really went out the window for the most part in case somebody violated, because we had it. We had it locked in prison. So really, only things that we was getting to was the shit we was making, because nobody really wanted it with us. I'm wrong or right about that, Moshe. Every battle we made is something that we manufactured ourselves to make wars amongst ourselves and dumb shit. So I try to keep my people from that and get into what? Bigging up their minds, making their money, getting to their bag and doing what they really had to do for their family. I never, like I said, before that time, I didn't love myself. Once I learned my history, got mature, I learned myself, and in turn, I learned to love my people and love my community. And then I looked at the homies, because let me tell you something. When you in that shit and you a big homie, you are getting all kind of love. You meeting people's kids. They naming kids after you. You meeting people's mothers. I know people's cousins. So how could I send somebody on a mission and I'm talking to your mother every day and it was my fault that you lost your life? It's my fault that you lost your freedom for 10, 15 years. What kind of leader would I be? So I had to start leading people out of their destruction. I let dudes away from that. Don't get me wrong. If things went down and dudes had to handle their business, they know what they had to do. That was easy. That's easy shit. The hard part was getting you, like Moshe had said earlier, to move from changing your life. It's hard to get somebody to change their life from what they're doing to something else.
Yeah.
That's not an easy feat, but the OGs, they helped me. Brothers like Jalil taught me. Brothers like Zayball. All the big homies before me. Them dudes really like loved me and was like, yo, bro, hold up. I ain't gonna say his name, but the big hat, the big hat, told me to stop putting work in 1998, bro. He told me to stop putting in work in 1998, bro. And that's love, because he already knew what I was about, and I had more to bring to the movement. Well, go ahead, bro.
B, thank you for that too, man. And yo, tap in, y'all, man. Basically, subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit that notification bell. And real talk with Kasim, man. Thank you for your question. Hold on, KK, real quick, right? So this question, I'm looking at it, and it's a couple of parts to it. The first part speaks about the act of gangbanging part. The second part speaks about liberation of the free mind and uplifting our youth. So what I'm seeing in terms of what Mikey is saying is that there's a process from one stage of development to the next.
Exactly.
So what that means is that over the course of time, we have to evolve. We're gonna be young, misguided, sometimes making irrational, unintelligent decisions. And then at some point in our lives, we're gonna start, hopefully, making more rational, responsible, and intelligent decisions. So we should be always revolutionizing our minds in terms of evolving. I wrote an essay called Forward Ever, Backward Never. And the reason behind that was that the natural course of our existence is to move forward.
Facts.
Is a reason why we keep getting older each year of our lives on this earth. We don't go backwards. We're not going backwards, but what's happening is that I saw in the culture that my contemporaries, while we were getting older physically, their actions were manifesting behavior that was taking us further backwards. I'm like, why are we going back to 1970, 71 when we're banging against our own black people? We're supposed to be evolving. So to answer your question, there is an evolvement of one's, it should ideally be an evolvement of you moving from one stage of your life to the next. So to Mikey B's point, you are engaging in that fight where the only thing you know was that physical fight. But it's a struggle. That's why in Islam, there's a term called Jihad al-Akbar. The highest form of struggle that you're having is not fighting with weapons and stuff like that. It's the one that you having within yourself.
Facts.
And that's what has to happen for all of us. We all have to fight the worst part of ourselves so that we can become the best part of ourselves. And that once you're able to do that now, you then can now inspire other individuals who you have influence over to replicate that same example. They could then model themselves after you.
Facts.
And that's what the goal is. And I hope we answered that question. Make sure y'all subscribe.
I want to ask you something, Moshe.
And tap in. What's up? You can ask me any question you want, my brother.
I want to ask you something. All the years that these brothers been putting in, right? You don't think that it probably was over 20 years before the war was over? We probably, what we on our 30th year?
Right now
the 30th,
we are
right?
in it's
somewhere around the 30th.
It's 28. It's 28. Going
28.
on 29.
We're about to hit. So the war been over probably what 20 years ago, we gonna say?
Yeah, I'll say the
about
war was over. The war was over in the first generation. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man.
All right.
It was.
There's people, brothers.
Yeah, because I remember when the official word came down, it was like 01. Like that was like the official word came down.
Oh, all right.
Gangsta was like it was done.
Them years of brothers going to war, you don't think it I'm gonna say it straight, it messed them up mentally, so it's hard for them to make a transition at this moment to become, because I ran across brothers who, first generation, who just don't got it, because back then only thing they knew about is banging. So now, since the war is over, that's the only thing they know about, banging. So who they gonna bang on? They gonna bang on their own kind.
That's a great point, right? And I think, no, pardon me, go ahead, I apologize.
I feel that we should have had at that time like a recovery program within the nation, as far as, listen, you did enough banging, you going too far, and it's time for you to fall back, homie. Like, you losing it. Like, instead of that, we just kept homies banging to the point that even to this day, homies don't even know they gone, and they still banging, and we wonder why we lost.
The truth of the matter is that you can plant a seed with the intention of it being righteous, but if the seed itself is spoiled and rotten, the fruit of that tree is going to manifest that. It's a reason why we get wholesome fruit.
But you gotta
it's a reason why you plant good seeds into the ground.
But some trees need to be knocked down.
They need to be uprooted, supplanted, so that you can put good things into the soil.
Yes.
And although there was a righteous movement, sadly to say, it was rotten from its inception, because it was grounded off of lies, among other things. That's no knock on anything, but it's just the reality.
Yes.
We try to do our best to live a lifestyle while not knowing things as young individuals. We had no knowledge of things. We were in the dark about a lot of things that had happened by our predecessors.
Yeah, that's like you giving a baby solid food. Like you saying love, peace, truth, justice, and freedom, and you don't even know how to do that to yourself. You don't even know how to actually, what the meaning of it really is. You know what I'm saying? Or dudes reading certain books and don't even really have a high school reading, you know what I'm saying? A high school reading level, but you're trying to break down, Blood in My Eyes, Solo Dad, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to really break down the minds of revolutionaries, and you get it, dude's comprehension level ain't even there. So
that's what I'm
saying.
That
was a big thing as well.
Fact. That's a big thing. As far as me,
as well.
I'm gonna bring up, as far as me, I came home in 9/8, but I came home as far as in DFY. If y'all know what DFY is, when I first came home, we had knowledge of self. I was God. My name was Precise Allah. Soon as I came in the system, the OGs was like, all right, whatever you do, you got to have knowledge of self. And when I got kicked out of DFY because I had to shoot something to turn blood.
Happens. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I had to shoot something. So at that time, I was 18. They sent me straight to downstate. From downstate, that's where I met Lace and them. And then I went to Clinton. 99, that's when Lace first came up. It was me, Lace, Cash, all of us. We was in downstate. And from there, they sent me to
That's
Clinton.
late 99. I came up early 99, January.
Yeah, that's late.
I came up late 99. They sent.
It's crazy.
They
I was way up.
They sent Ashan.
Yeah, I was way up. I was already there.
Yeah, from there, because it was me, Larry O. That's when the incident with Larry O and all of us was in downstate at that time, 99. I had a 99. All of us had 99 numbers at that time. From there, they sent me to Clinton. Ty Guns was there. Now, what I'm saying is, soon as I pulled up, majority of us had knowledge of self. All the homies, so we already was directed as far as homie. We bang, but at first it wasn't even no banging. The word bang did not even exist. You know what I'm saying? It was just like even put in work. Even this gang, yo, we gang members. I don't remember us calling each other gang members.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? The main thing I hear the homie say was stick like
I don't
quick.
really
Yo,
remember
what's
that
poppin'?
either,
Stick
bro.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Back in the 90s, what we would call was the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs stick like quick.
That's
I
where
remember
dog
stick like
food
quick.
came from, dog pound. It wasn't
Yeah.
you got beef with the Bloods or the homies. It's like you got beef with the dogs.
Facts.
That's what it was. It was dogs, bro. It was dogs.
Facts. But the brothers, you know, it was times when we was in the yard and everything was positive. We was more building. You know what I'm saying? Like homie switching each other books. Your homie read this, your homie read that. So it's like you was forced to have some type of knowledge, something. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, when you bring a brother home, he could be dumb as hell, don't know how to read, don't know how to do nothing.
So what have we? When I hear you speak, it takes me back to what Mikey B and I was speaking about earlier. So how have we contributed to the youth of today, whether directly or indirectly?
I'm gonna be honest. I love the brothers. We got a couple of good brothers, but we failed. Y'all failed. Not y'all personally, but
No. Tell us that we failed. Please hold us to account.
Listen, I'm a generation under y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it came. I start seeing in prison where it came a battle struggle, a battle, thing where don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him.
Power struggle.
And yeah, basically a power struggle. And with that power struggle, it wasn't no unity. I remember times in the yard, when I was in the yard, I was young. And I'm like, son, this is what I put myself in. And I'm seeing the big homies fight amongst each other, do this, do that. And it fucked me up mentally. My loyalty went out the window. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, how I'm going to respect these two big homies and they don't even have loyalty amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? And y'all forgot, it seems like the big fools forgot how to sit us down and talk to the young homies instead of putting in work. Your homie, you got to put in work or sending kites out. That's the only thing I seen in the box. Yo, what's the name sent the kite to the what's the name? I never heard a big homie sent out a book. Yo, send a book out and tell all the homies they better read this book. But they quick to send a kite out. Oh yeah, what's the name in the building? You know what I'm saying? It was nothing positive involved.
I know Mikey has to say something regarding this. Let me just say something to you, right? Yo, bro, always hold us to account. Like literally, always hold Moshe, Mikey B, KK, our generation, those that came before us. Let us know where we failed you and everybody in your generation and everybody thereafter. Because I'm going to accept responsibilities for my contributions. I can't sit up here and say to you that I accept all the good that came with the lifestyle. Yeah, I did it all a perfect way. I would be so freaking dishonest to you. I might as well not even sit up on this panel. The reality was that I didn't make all the best decisions. I didn't make all the best choices. And for that, I'm responsible for any decisions that may have come down to you guys that in any way may have misguided you, which led to you misguiding others. So for that, I accept responsibility for that. And I ask you to forgive me, and I ask Allah to forgive me too.
I forgive all my brothers.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't make all the best choices. And we this is why, in terms of stepping up, as I was making reference to, I wasn't saying that we fell back. Yes, we're retired. We're no longer in the lifestyle, but we still have a moral obligation to help the youth. Because how did our contributions in the 90s and 2000s, how did it contribute to the youth of today and the destruction we see in our communities? And I know you want to say something, Mikey. I apologize, bro.
That's all good. Keep going.
That's righteous.
You know what I'm saying? Pardon me, bro.
It's all good.
Hey, yo, I had one since I had lost connection for a minute, but I had one to say something when you was going in, when Chyna was speaking. Just going to the thing about the power struggle, and one of the things, bro, when that was taking place, and this was things that people shared with me, even when I started, like, you know what, bro, I was tired, and I'm like, and dudes was like, okay, we need you, bro. We can't let the good ones go, and all these and other guys keep coming in, getting positioned, whatever, and these are the dudes that's messing things up. Yes, I'm saying, the dude told me that, and it was almost like dudes were becoming outnumbered with the nonsense. It's like it came to a point, bro. One time I'm sitting in a box, and what stopped me was my grandmother, right? My grandmother came to see me in upstate. And it's the first time like she ever did this, and I was still shackled and chained him up. I wasn't level one. I was bugging, and it broke me down for her to see me like that. But at that moment, though, I knew the next thing for me to do was declare war on my own. You know what I'm saying? And I had to like really sit back and make a decision, like, yo, a strategic one, like, yo, do I just push the button on all of these individuals, right, to clean things up, or do I just step back, bro, and gather myself and get established somewhere else while I get into a different type of position to be able to help my people? And when I saw my grandmother, that was the tipping scale. But then I came back and I got some mail, and the mail that I got, it was a couple of different kites from different individuals, and the individuals were talking about each other, right? Behind their back, though, to me. But at the same token, though, I get another vibe saying how they're trying to finagle each other too, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm sitting there, I'm reading all these different kites. I say, these dudes are playing so many games. They don't even know I got this right now. And then I get to join my grandmother, and I'm like, it wasn't going to work. I said, declaring war on my own, I felt like it wasn't going to work. Because I said, it's too much conniving going on in power plays to whereas I send something over here to him, they over there, they can't even be trusted. So it's like, you know what? Let me just secure me. Let me secure me and keep on this particular path. And I always think, and I'm never gonna forget this, bro. I always thank blood, bro, because it gave that revolutionary mindset that the person had mentioned in the comment. That's where it came from. Learning, reading, other bros on me, studying, like, that's where it came from. But I took it and I internalized it. And that love that Mikey B was talking about as well, like, I felt that from my homies. It's like, I'll be coming out here, I'm ready to die for you. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm ready to die for you, what is it to me to give you a shirt? You know what I'm saying? What is it for me to make sure you're not hungry? You know what I'm saying? If I'm ready to put my life on the line for you, what is it that I can't do none of these other small things for me to be honest with you and things? And when that started getting compromised, drugs started becoming a big factor in things. When this started taking the places, like, you know what? Only way I can be effective, me personally, only way I can be effective is not to give so much of me anymore, but focus on myself till I get in the position to ask, all right, now I'm able now to have a table to be like, yo, bro, what are you trying to do with your life? Come on.
Facts.
Let's do this. What are you trying to do with your life? All right, bro, come on. Let's do this. This is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Not into doing this. We ain't doing that. You trying to feed your family? You trying to make your life better? What are you trying to do? You trying to educate yourself? You know what I'm saying? You tired of the police kicking in your, like, you know what I'm saying? You tired. It's like, what are you trying to do? And when I got focused on that, it was like, you know what? I got to pull away a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Establish me. And then now, it's the same. It's crazy. With me, it was the same principle of the Father, because I kept that in my head. I put self, family, community, nation, world, right? That's what I had put into my mind. Self, my family, then my community, nation, then world. I'm like, once them things are put in order like that for me, I'm like, you know what? This is how I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is how I got to do it. And it's crazy because, look, now, only 4 months home, and just like, brothers is already touching individuals. You know what I'm saying? People are already reaching out, trying to do stuff. So it shows what can happen, like the effective change, and how these things you can actually change that particular mindset and go to help people.
That's
You can
right.
actually do that
Yo,
and change the young brother's mindset. But it's just, I just
yo,
pulled
that's
in my driveway. Hold up.
nah. You do, yo, man. Yo, listen, those were some powerful words, man. Yo, make sure everybody hit the subscribe button, man, and hit the notification bell and hit that like.
That's right. And
the
share
brother,
this.
please share this, man. Let the people know that we on, man. We live, man. We talking some real stuff. The brother Kasim, Real Talk with Kasim, asked. He said, "Thank you, brothers, for responding to the question. With all of you brothers beating the heads of sets, well, that's no longer the case now. But what books would you recommend for our people to read?" That's a great question, Mikey D. Would you like to answer that question? Because I got a bunch of books to read. Then he asked another question about the significance of starting your own LLC. So he wants us to kind of go into that as well.
Nice.
And so yeah, we can definitely do that. But go ahead,
Yo,
my brother.
books changed my life. So that's a great question. Reading and studying changed my life. Learning about my history, learning about myself. And I don't and if you another I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about all people. No matter what you are, white, black, Spanish, you have to be empowered by knowing your history. That's what changed my life and gave me the strength to be who I am today and to be, positive and productive and love myself, love my people, and love my community. Having that knowledge. Without that knowledge, this is why we so messed up. This is why they don't educate us and give us the knowledge of our ancestors in the school system. What do they give us? They give us slavery. Harriet Tubman. Not saying she wasn't great, she was great, but we have a richer history than slavery. You understand? They try to start us off as slavery right here on these shores. And our history is great and rich and powerful. They try to give us the worst part of our history, and that's the foundation of what we know. That's what we are connected to. And once you learn your history, it empowers you. If you have kids, if you are older, the best thing you could do for them is teach them the history. Hidden Colors. Get them. It's a series called Hidden Colors out. Watch that with them. Chyna, you was asking earlier about a good movie to see. Watch Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Hidden
I
Colors.
played it in prison for y'all OGs. We had that. Remember, we had that in Shawanga, Moshe.
Yeah.
We would play that. But yeah, we bought that and we played that. But some good books, I'm gonna say, I would say The Art of War. And when y'all hear me say Art of War, y'all probably think I'm coming from a violent perspective. But the Art of War teaches you how to move in life, and it teaches you a lot of other things. The I Ching.
Yeah, that might be too heavy for. That might be too heavy.
The I Ching. The Book of Five Ring. Soul Dad Brothers. Message to the Black Man.
Message. That's my favorite. Message to the Black Man.
The Autobiography of Malcolm X is one of my favorite books. The book, I'm a poet. My first book that I ever wrote is a poetry book. I wrote that book after reading Assata Shakur's book.
Must read. Assata Shakur book is a must read, bro.
What's the name of it?
It's called The Autobiography of Assata Shakur.
That's what it's called.
Yes, it's her autobiography.
No, it's called Assata.
It's called Assata, but it's her autobiography.
It's called Assata. So for y'all females out there, all of our listeners, Assata is like the Assata changed me. I got Assata in the band. Assata changed. I never knew that you had poetry for brothers like myself, revolutionary poetry. And that's when I got into reading, and that's how I started writing books myself. After I read their books, I started writing poetry. I never wrote poetry. A lot of my first poems.
I agree.
The author.
The poetry part is I'm just sitting here listening, but pardon me, Mike. Go ahead, but I agree.
But that's how I started writing poetry. I never was into that before I read Assata Shakur, but she got me into Assata Shakur. Some other people. You got the whole Black Panther. They got, we were taught on the East Coast that we were a part, we came from the root of Black Panthers. So it was mandatory reading for us to read about Huey.
Yeah.
That's right.
Stokey Carmichael's, Geronimo Pratt. Last Man Standing by Geronimo Pratt. Geronimo Pratt.
Can't forget about George Jackson's little brother, Jonathan Jackson.
Of course,
went up in the courtroom to get his big bro.
My first
That's
book,
facts.
on my first book, the quote is, his quote. Okay, gentlemen, I'm taking over now.
I'm taking over now.
That's the quote of my first book. The first book I ever wrote is a quote from Jonathan Jackson that starts the book off.
Well, I go back a little bit.
That's powerful.
My father, he raised us as Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate at a young age. This is where my name Moshe comes from. It comes from the prophet Moses. So my father taught me at a young age the value of what my name meant, and he said that at some point in my life I would be responsible for leading our people, right? So I had a different understanding of the culture, right? Not to suggest that didn't deter me from doing the things that I did. I fell victim to my own ignorance. But some of the books that inspired me, that helped me along the way, was Destruction of Black Civilization, which I put in the chat by Chancellor Williams, which depicts who we were as a people on this earth before our civilizations were destroyed.
I gotta read that.
African Origins of Early Civilization by Sheikh Anta Diop.
Hey, yo, I'm glad you said that, right? Because I was just gonna say because those are the two books that was in my head as well. Those actually changed my thing as well. But those authors, they put so much stuff out. So those particular authors, you might just have to put out check anything by those authors.
Yeah, anything that shows. See, because what happens a lot of times, and I mentioned this to you too, Chyna. Unfortunately, you remember this, and I said this to you yesterday. A lot of the young bros today, they never saw Black unity, even from a gang's perspective. Facts. And it hurts me so bad. And I used to always say to the homies, like, yo, y'all really never seen everybody united
never
before.
Seen brotherly love. Never.
Like, and y'all only coming from the perspective of different sets, and y'all have no knowledge that at some point. One. So not only that, most of us in America, we've been in America, and we're so brainwashed that we can't even fathom that Black people at one point in this time ruled the entire earth. The same way you see the United States government influencing the world, our people influenced the world. The world came to us to get civilized. So this is what people don't understand. So when you don't have that understanding, you don't really have a moral compass to help try to guide your actions back to that greatness. So the only thing you have in terms of greatness is trying to emulate a system, a lifestyle that is completely alien to who you inherently are. You know what I'm saying? You are great. You come from greatness. But if you don't know that, then you won't know what you need to do to tap into that. Not to suggest that we don't display greatness on a daily basis, but we do it unconsciously. When you're now tapping into that quote unquote conscious, hence the term conscious mind ventures, now you're going into your moves are strategic. Every move you're making is well calculated now because you understand that there's a much greater purpose. A number of books that I would also recommend by author, his name is Ivan Van Sertima. He wrote the book They Came Before Columbus.
He came before Columbus.
He wrote another book called, a series of books called African Presence in Early Asia, African Presence in Early Europe, and African Presence in Early Americas. These books helped change my whole perception of who we are as a people. And as to Mikey B's and KK point, I wanted to try to inject that into the movement so that we can live and appreciate the value of who we were as Black people. And that then now leads us into Kasim's point about the LLC point. And he asked the question, Mikey, real talk, or Kasim said, before this episode ends on this, can you brothers please speak about the importance and significance of starting your own LLC? Before we do that, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button, man. Hit the notification bell. And I will say that we want to do more than just talk about our past in prison. When we say we locked in and freedom within you, when we talk about freedom in you, what we talk, you know, finding freedom in you. Thank you, Mikey. I was trying to find it. Pardon me, bro. When we're talking about finding freedom in you, we're talking about freeing ourselves from anything that might be holding you back from reaching your true potential. Free yourself from that ignorance. So try to rise above to the best of your ability. And in the way to do that, we need financial empowerment. So to Kasim's question, I'm gonna pass it on to Mikey and KK to help explain how, because we can talk about why this happened, what was that, but how can you do the things that you need to do to help empower yourself? So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to my brother Mikey B.
I started my first LLC, Hood Love LLC, because I have multiple LLC, but I started my first Hood LLC in prison, my publishing company. Hood Love LLC is a publishing company. I started that in 2005 in Comstock while I was a big homie in the midst of banging. The importance of that was I wanted that to hit the Moshes. I wanted that to hit the KKs and the Chyna Brims and everybody to like lock in into getting money. Like I said, when I came to prison, I was super violent. But in the streets, I was down with Desert Storm. I was down with a Tribe Called Quest. I was running around with them in the streets. I was getting money in the streets. I was pushing cars, but getting caught into banging, I was banging so hard. Like Chyna said earlier, I was really going crazy. I really lost myself. I had to grab myself and get myself back, and I did that through business. When I started writing my books, you know, the next progression was to start a company, an LLC. A corporation is something outside of yourself. A LLC is its own business. I don't want to make this to a business class, but I have done those as well. It's its own entity. It has its own credit. It can do its own thing. It's outside of you. That's why LLC stands for limited liability. It limits your liability because it's its own entity. Now, a sole proprietorship is something different. If I own a sole proprietorship, which I own as well, I'm not limited on liability. Anything that happens to that sole proprietorship, just say, quick lesson. If an LLC is worth $50,000, right? And you sue Hood Love LLC, all you can get is that $50,000. That's it. You can't sue me for more. You only can sue me for what that company is worth. But if Hood Love LLC was just Hood Love, a sole proprietorship or a regular partnership, a DBA and a tax ID number, and you sue me if Hood Love, if it was worth $50,000 as a DBA, you can sue me for $50,000 that the company owns. You can sue me for my house. You can sue me for my car. You can take all my shit. That's the difference between a sole proprietorship and an LLC. An LLC is easy to run and to incorporate. That's why a lot of the small up-and-coming record companies, Grand Hustle, Rock Nation, all the smaller record companies, they're all LLCs. It's a new form of business, and it's easy for you to incorporate. Sole proprietorship is easy as well, but a corporation, when you go from a business to a corporation, a LLC is the easiest one to make. I don't want to get too caught up in the business jargon, but that's what that is.
No, you did. No, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mikey. Please, man, hit the subscribe button, and please, man, hit that like button and hit the notification bell as well. Thank y'all for tuning in to WeLockedN, man. You know, share that with others, man, so that they can pull up as well.
Very important. It was important for me to show the example of a black man in prison, because you know who made me say, yo, I'm gonna get some money in prison? You never guess who my idol was.
Who?
Sean.
What, rapper Sean?
Sean got 10 million while he was in Clinton Correctional Facility, bro.
Oh, you talking about from the album?
Yep. No, he got a record company deal while he was in prison.
Wow.
After he did that shooting and he came upstate.
Yeah, I remember.
They gave him $10 million in prison.
Damn.
I seen that 10 million. I said, he's a shooter. I'm a shooter. I can get 10 million too. Hold up.
Well,
let me start working.
And again, I keep saying this, you know, all praise is due to Allah. I gotta pray in a couple of minutes too. So just the crazy thing is that, you know, inshallah, I kept telling you this, Chyna, that Mikey B inspired a lot of us. So that's a good thing, that when you can have one of your contemporaries who's, you know, y'all around the same age, y'all inspiring each other to do the good things.
Yes.
You mentioned the point that homies, you never knew homies who were like sending books around, letting homies know, like, look, man, Sly Fox, ain't that something, boy? I ain't seen Sly Fox in years. That is crazy. Yo, salute to you, my brother. That is crazy. You know, not.
Oh, Sly Fox, what up, bro?
That's crazy. I ain't seen Sly
Peace.
Fox since we was in Southport together in A Block or something. That is just crazy. Glad to see you alive and well, my brother. Word. So I used to do that. I used to send brothers like list of books and let them know that I wanted my hood to be, and I don't know if you got the memo on this, Chyna. I wanted my hood to be the educational.
Trust me, yeah, I knew, yeah.
So everybody that came around the movement, they would get educated by us. I wanted us to be the guys who doing what we're doing now, teaching the hats, the LLCs and stuff like that. So to answer the brother's question about the importance and significance of starting your own LLC. In 2018, while I was in Shawanga, I was fortunate to do that with the help of my wife. All praise is due for this beautiful queen that I have as a wife. She helped construct it, get it off the ground and everything like that, right? The importance of it is that, to Mikey's point, it frees you up from solely being a consumer and laborer, where the only thing you're doing is spending your money and working for somebody else. It now gives you a level of freedom in which you become your own boss. You become somebody now who has the ability, potentially, to be able to employ other oppressed individuals that come from underprivileged, oppressed, and underserved communities. So now my LLC has employed my wife. When I want to model clothes, I put my daughter in my clothes and say, take some pictures. I'm going to post them. I pay her. I pay her a stipend or a salary.
Billy,
she now works for the family.
Queen's in the building. Billy,
right?
what's up?
Shout out to
Bimmy, what's up? Shout it out. Shout it out.
Bro.
That's the legend right there. Billy,
That's big.
bro.
That's big bro right there. Shout it out, big bro.
Peace.
Bro,
So,
Billy, what's up, bro? Queens.
So what the LLC does is it gives you that level of empowerment.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My
Working
connection,
a 9 to 5
bad right
doesn't
now.
give you. It gives you that level of independence that working a 9 to 5 doesn't give you. Many of us hate going to work every day, getting up in the morning, having to wake up, go to work 9 to 5. But what your LLC does, it empowers you. It gives you an opportunity to say, this is something that I created. Now I can utilize the laws of the land. And what distinguishes us, distinguishes us from those who have wealth, is that they understand the rules of engagement in this society, this capitalistic society. They make the laws, so they know the laws. They know how these laws could benefit their LLCs, their S corporations, their C corporations, their non-for-profits, right? They understand the rules of engagement so that there are certain tax write-offs that we might not be aware of. So having an LLC gives you knowledge of things that you might not be aware of. And this lets you know that you can empower not only yourself, your family, but also your community and your people. So I hope I answered that question, Kasim. If y'all got any questions, man, put them in the chat. Any questions about Mikey B, KK, and I, and even Chyna Brim that's up here. That's our brother right here. He's supporting the movement. We support his movement as well. Put them in the chat. Share the channel with family and friends so that they can pull up. Subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all tuned in to WeLockedN.
We love y'all too, Brimmy. We love you too, big bro.
Yo, love you too, big bro. Yo, listen, that's a legend right there. That's like big bro for real.
Legend. That's loyalty right there.
Yeah, that's one of the the OGs for real. That's exactly what we're talking about in terms of the OG. So
Supreme team.
And I'm from Brooklyn, right? So,
that's
I'm in the loop, right? Enough to know, we know
that's
that
family. That's family right
absolutely, there. Man. Mad respect.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Mike, I'm gonna pull off. I'm about to go off a salat real quick.
All right, bro.
I love y'all, man. I'll be right back.
That's family right there. That's right, real New York. You know that 050. We here.
He put
That's right.
He said
He said
050.
051.
That's right, baby.
That's right. That's right. Look like 04.
That's big bro. That's an OG right there. That's an OG.
Yeah.
That's a real OG right there in the
New
flesh. You
York
know what I'm
look
saying?
like 05
Yeah, fix
with the
that one, man.
movement.
That's 05.
right, Jimmy.
Yeah, fix that one. 050.
Nah, he good. He good. He good. He just stepped it up one. He good. I
Baby,
love
that's
it.
a legend. That's LL Cool J. You know how much hip
That's
hop
right.
history come with
Appreciate
him?
it.
Yeah, that's
Always
fact, bro.
050.
Fact.
You see what he said? That's right.
Hey, yo, we got to get you in here for an interview too,
Yo, we definitely got to get Bimmy in here, bro.
Gotta get you in for an interview, man.
We definitely got
I
to
mean,
get bro in here, bro.
because it's crazy because no, you just talking just about the stuff with the LLC and just about business, understanding how to do proper business, and that was something that was told a long time ago. I remember SI, rest in peace, SI. He used to be talking that. You know what I'm saying? He was one years ago always saying that. And that always stuck with me. It's like, yo, imagine if y'all would just, bro, if we could just, and seeing it now, that is the move, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's strong.
Watch yourself, whether it be an LLC, whether it be a corporation, whatever. Like, legitimize what you're doing. Once you legit what you're doing, nobody can't say nothing.
That's right.
Can't say nothing to you. Then you can really represent what you want to represent in the right way. You know.
Real talk. You welcome, man. You know.
Definitely appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, we got to come together, man.
Definitely
I love this right now, man.
What? Yo, listen. Yo, let me tell you something, bro. We gonna go all the way up, bro. Believe me.
That's
we
right.
Gonna go all the way up. You going up, just keep working. You know what I'm saying? Keep working to better yourself. You know what I mean? You see
And this ain't and just so people know, this is about the upliftment of a people, bro. Not just one particular thing or one, just about the upliftment of a people and saving our babies, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we have to do, because people are killing themselves out there, like. But then on the flip side, though, you got so many that's doing remarkable. So many young people that's out there doing their thing and building remarkably, man. And that's the thing that need to be shown, because they be always showing the negative side, always showing what's going on.
That's
right. But the young people that's out there that's getting to it, like they story need to be put out there so they can see. And we talking about from everywhere. I was just linked up with somebody in Haiti today. I was vibing with, you know what I'm saying, everywhere, all over. You know what I'm saying? Jamaica, Africa, wherever you at. Bro, UK, wherever you at.
And these platforms get to them people, man.
But you know,
that's the good thing.
That's a fact, bro. But you know, it's important for us to start businesses and building our own institutions, bro. You know what I'm saying? And keeping them and holding them down. Def Jam, all that stuff is, you know, Rockefeller Records. You know, you got Grand Hustle. You got clothing lines. You got a lot of different stuff. You got B100. We got a lot of different institutions. And you know, let me tell you something. You're looking at your platform now, but you don't know how big it's going to be or where it's going to go. Look at YouTube itself. Moshe said something that was really powerful. Like, he seen
the
YouTube
football game
sponsored the Super Bowl.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to build your companies. And let me tell you something. People think it's hard, and they want us to think it's hard. Starting a company is easy as hell, bro. You got it's only $330 to incorporate. If you give it to a lawyer, he probably gonna charge you $600 or $700 or $1,000, bro. You take $100 to the bank. Once you get that, once you get a tax ID
bro,
number,
it's so simple.
Once you get a tax ID number, a TIN or a FIN, you take that to the bank with your letters of incorporation, and you open your bank account. You got a business from there. You up and jumping.
It's lit after that.
It's that simple. People think it's hard.
Yeah, that's the problem,
bro. It's very it's inexpensive. It's very and let me tell you something. The more business that we got, the more stronger we gonna be. You see what I'm saying? And I try to like promote and you know give my voice to all the businesses. Do what I gotta do to support. But we gotta own more business. We gotta own our own stuff. When I rock, I rock my own stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got links with Lids and other people that make my hats for me in a mall.
That's great.
And we gotta, you know, we connecting our business like us. 050, we got WeLockedN. We two platforms, but we two businesses, and we support each other. We cross promoting, and this is what you do, bro. You see that with rappers. What they do, they get on the track with each other. All right, you get on
each other. That's right.
Get on the track with you. Same shit. it's all kind of different ways to support each other. KK, right?
Yeah.
I spoke to KK. You know, I got an artist out. You know what I'm saying? I got a record label. I got an artist. His mixtape is out. KK like, yo, I got the platform. B100. You know what I'm saying? I do the interviews. Linked it up. I got my artist there with him. And like days out, my artist was there.
And I'm trying to get a talent show, a big talent show with a bunch of artists.
Yeah, so hey, yo, it's crazy because we trying to line something up for that too, because like people know like okay, all the family. So not only like Deb and Waka, they started like started B100 Radio.
Matter of fact, that's crazy. I just finished talking to he was on live. We had a great conversation. Frenchie BSM. He say he close to Waka Flock in them. I think
that's our cousin. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. Yeah.
The Mac.
That's really, he's really family though. Not like some people
he just did a video.
He just did a video. He really family though, bro.
Yeah, he just did a video with him in the cemetery or whatever. But we had a conversation or whatever. He wanted, you know, I'm trying to get him on a platform as far as so I can start a talent show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, with a lot of artists. Right now, I got probably like I got 5 of them. I'm trying to get a good around 10 artists, and we just gonna go in. I'm gonna let them, you know what I'm saying, do their thing. We listen to their music, you know what I'm saying? And my platform, that's what they want to hear. Cause we did it already, but we did a small one with a couple of brothers like Shy 120, if you know Shy 120 and them rap. They got the High Bridge thing. The High Bird, I think High Bird, something like the High Bridge or whatever.
I got some artists.
So what we gonna do? We're gonna you know, bring them all together and we will line it up. I do the flyers like how I do it. I promote it on my because my Instagram is just as big as my my podcast. So you know, I can line that up and we could get, you know what I'm saying? We could shine some light on it.
Yeah,
you know, and
we'll do it on my I do it on my end too. So we make it even bigger. Like yo, B100 Radio, support the streets, blah 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 blah, and turn it into, you know what I'm saying?
Basically. And I'm working on getting 050 on all streams. Side of what's that? Spotify, the Amazon thing. That's in the works right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm working on. So
yeah, let's do it.
We're
gonna
do it,
man. To roll out, man.
Yeah, that's good, man. But y'all glad y'all brothers, y'all all, you know, y'all came through. We all supported, you know what I'm saying? We all showed our face. We all, you know, giving up these lessons, and this is what we got to do, bro. Even in the box, we had classes, bro. We used to have classes on the gate.
Yeah, I remember those.
We had classes on the gate, bro. And then when we got out the box, we was in population, we ran the classes in population too. So we just gonna give up these classes. We're gonna keep teaching. We're gonna keep talking. We're gonna keep, you know, building. And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? 050, the movement. WeLockedN. We're gonna keep going. B100. We got Hood Love. We got Conscious Mind Ventures. We're gonna roll. We're gonna get money.
That's what it's about.
And we're gonna show them how it go. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's about.
That's right. We always wait till Mo come back to close it out.
Let's wait till Mo come back to close it out. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, I appreciate your support and what you're doing out here. You know what I'm saying, Chyna?
Yeah, we got to, you know, I'm trying to just connect the dots, man. After a while,
responses and a lot of like other YouTubers saying shit. That power moves you made.
Listen, they're gonna, that power move was big. I got a lot of calls.
Crickets, you heard?
I ain't gonna lie. They love y'all. I got a lot of calls. I got it.
You know, they mess with. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of guys that, you know, even like when you and Mel was going through it, I knew Mel. I messed with both of y'all. I messed with both sides. I messed with Skull, so I couldn't really choose a side. So a lot of guys mess with us. But I'm just saying.
And you want to know something? Remember I spoke to you about the reason why at that time I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as we finished that podcast we did, a couple of my big ones called me. I'm gonna be honest. And they like, you wanna know something? We was wrong. We respect that shit, homie.
They love me.
Because the way how it went right. They thought it was gonna go left.
They fuck with KK. They know KK. They love KK.
Yeah.
So you already know.
So So that ended great. I'm being honest. That ended great, and it made us look. I got so many calls with your name, Moshe, KK, all yo, homie. You had everybody. Yo, those is the.
Word,
And I'm
bro.
like, yo, all right, listen, you on my DM. We don't talk like that, homie. Like y'all know who they is. All right, that's where. And I ain't gonna lie, they gave flowers. Everybody was saying
That
they
was
gave
good though, but
flowers.
that was a power move.
You know what I'm
That was a
saying? That
power
was,
move.
and the numbers was
And this is
excellent,
what I was
man.
telling you.
The numbers is
Before the
still
internet,
going up.
before the internet, before all that, bro. This is what I'm telling you. Like, yo, bro, you bigger. Y'all, this is what I'm telling Sko, I'm telling Mel. I'm like, yo, bro, dude is bigger than this. Like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all serious?
Yeah.
Because only people that could destroy you is your own people.
It's your own pick.
Nobody
That's
else
a
can
fact.
destroy us. Nobody
That's
else
a
can't
fact.
do that. Nobody else can't destroy you, bro. Your
Word.
own people. Look at Mel. He knows shit about disco or come on, bro.
That's facts.
And we was
That's
waiting for you
facts.
to come back, Moshe, to close it out, man. What's going on, man? Where you
Yeah,
Yo,
man. Let's
man.
close this thing out, bro.
prayers up for the people, bro?
Yo, listen, man. I went down there, you know, man. All praises due to the law, man. The wife is down there with my sister, so I went down there and just prayed with my wife, man. I just came back. I'm just so thankful for this opportunity right here, man. It's like it's crazy because look, man, I was looking at the numbers, right, and I was like, yo, Chyna, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, you know, and man. It's not easy being, it's not easy being a
Nah, I
black
ain't
man in America,
but,
man.
but I ain't gonna lie, y'all made it easy for probably from from yesterday on, everything been easy for me. So I appreciate that. The energy y'all put up there, man. They love it. Even to my family, you know, my mom's, my whole family calling. They said that, yo, them brothers did their thing and you know saying, and it had my brain clear because I was a little, you know, sometimes you're gonna get it because it's gonna be somebody out there who's stupid who's gonna try to play with y'all. The devil, I'm telling you, the
Yeah,
devil
this
works. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't believe it. Into dudes like, all right, Chyna, your numbers is going up. Watch the devil gonna come. You're gonna get into something. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, y'all know how to maneuver that. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Me personally, I'm just getting charged that because, you know, I'm the odd one out of the 050. So I get charged that a lot. But, you know, it's a
Well,
fun ride. And I got people like y'all to help me stay focused. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, man. I
yo,
really do appreciate that.
but
nigga,
on,
because we
on the flip
brothers, bro.
on the flip side of
Oh.
that though, like your success, it goes back to something that we're striving to emulate. So even though you're younger than us, even though you came home, you know, later than us, you can still show us how to be successful, and we still can follow that lead.
Facts. We're gonna work
Individuals
together.
be losing focus, thinking somehow that because you're doing the good things and that I can't follow you. Nah, bro, it don't work like that. You got 5, 6, 7K in what since yesterday? Show me how you can do that. That's you know, bro. That is the true
Yeah.
testament of a leader, of a provider, of an OG. And as long as you can exhibit that, my brother, take care of yourself, your family, your community, bro. You're doing a good deed, man. I'm proud of you, bro.
Is
I'm
this
really
right
proud
here?
of you, man.
Is this right here? I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Y'all done made more views than I made on my first. The first time I went on there, I deleted it within 2 weeks because I only had probably like 10 views. And then Saladin and Harlem Legends like, yo, just keep on running. You gotta be determined. Let Allah work it out for you. And I just kept on. Next thing you know, my next one I got 100 views. Then my next one went to 500. Then I started growing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I realized that, you know, you just can't give up, man. You got to surround you. Like I had Feed the Wolves. Shout out to Feed the Wolves if y'all know Zeke
Feed the
Black.
wolves, man. Zeke
Black,
Black.
You
that's
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out
Zeke
Zeke
Black.
Black.
You know what I'm saying? He helped my platform a lot. And you know, a couple of other podcasters, but I always was the odd one. If you notice, I didn't give a fuck about nobody else. I just gave a fuck about me getting where I gotta go and
Absolutely.
helping Zeke out. But you know, the homies loved it me, you know what I'm saying? Because I was odd, I didn't care, and they helped me build it to where I got it. And they told me one thing I respect about people like CK, Shy 120, Shy Quail and them. behind the scene. You know what I'm saying, homie? Do your
Say
thing.
money
But,
bags, you gonna have to holler.
yeah, but make sure you do it right at the end. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's where Moshe came at, and Mikey B came yesterday because they forced me to do it good at the end, and it ended beautiful. You know what I'm saying, with the Mel Cross thing and the and other issues that I had. But
Oh,
now we at Go
No, I
ahead.
was talking real talk with Kasim. He asked for our info, KK.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure we I think you didn't I don't know, Kasim, if whether or not you follow me on IG. I think you did. If
I don't know.
not,
I didn't put mine's up. Mine's my name.
I think
You
you already
got it.
I'll DM you.
We put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat, my brother, before we close out.
Yeah, put my
Chyna,
IG.
I
Put my
apologize, my
IG
brother. I
in
didn't
the
mean to
chat.
cut you off, my brother. Pardon me,
That's
bro.
okay. It's okay.
Pardon me, bro.
What I was saying though.
No,
but,
you were speaking about a
But
quest.
now we at a stage. Now we at a stage where they see y'all out there. The brothers see y'all. They probably in here right now looking at y'all, or they gonna look at y'all later. But they here and
my
best
name.
believe, just keep on doing what you got to do, and we gonna make it there. You know what I'm
1996.
saying?
Kevin Ford.
Yeah,
1996.
and if you got any projects you're trying to do, like in the community and stuff like that, reach out to us, man, because we could definitely, I know KK down south, Mikey B, he in the Q's, but I'm closer to you than anything. You got anything you doing out there in the community, man? Just hit me up like, yo, Mo, if you could come through, man, come through. I don't got no problem getting over there, zipping right to you and supporting the movement, man. And that's what we doing, man. We just trying to do the best we can with what we have, man. So
yeah,
I guess with that, man, we want to thank everybody, man. We at WeLockedN want to thank everybody for tuning in. We truly appreciate all our friends, our families, and everybody that's been supporting us from day one, man. We got the love, man. We definitely gonna do our best to continue to give you guys the content that's relevant, that's pertinent, that's needed. If you guys got any suggestions as to regards to topics, then let us know, man. We'll discuss them. We don't have a problem doing that. If y'all think it's any things that y'all don't like about what we talking about, let us know that as well, man. We need all that feedback that'll help us, I'm saying, get better at what it is that we want to do. I speak for myself. I know I speak for my comrades, Mikey B.
Yeah, that's right.
And KK, man. I love my brothers. And I know they got my back. So, we're here. We're here to support the people, man. And again, thank you guys for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you out there, you finding freedom in yourself. Ain't nobody gonna free you but yourself, man. Free yourself, man. Educate, enlighten yourself, empower yourself, man. All right. With that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. All right, and hit that notification bell, man. All right, man. Thank y'all for coming out, man.
Mad
love,
man.
Peace,
Salute, man.
Peace, y'all.
Salute, bro.
Have a great night, brother.
You do the same, my brother. All right, bro.
J Money Bags.